There aren't many times that I'll tell you an actual shortcut to self-discipline, bro. But when I was 18 and studying for my A-levels, I fucking found one. It was 2019 and 2020 times, right? And I'm a completely distracted kid. I remember, bro, I would jump on that PlayStation for up to 36 hours at a time. I used to wake up and scroll straight away. I used to come back home from school and I'd be scrolling on my phone already. I was an addict for the bad dopamine and the bad habits. Then one day, bro, I found this setting on my phone. So my phone back then was called the OnePlus 7 Pro. Banger of a phone, but it's an Android. And I found a setting called Zen mode and I got really curious about it one day. I just clicked that and it said like, warning, this is gonna lock your phone, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And it said, bro, like, are you sure? It asked me, am I sure, twice, and I was like, yeah, bro. Went for it. Zen mode activated, 30 minutes, 29:59. 29:58, 29:57. And I was like, shit, it's actually starting. Like, there's a timer and it says you can't call anyone except the emergency services, like 999 in the UK, the police. You can't call anyone. You can't go on your phone, can't go on Snapchat. The phone is locked, it's a brick. You turn your phone into a literal metal brick. And bro, I used this setting, I literally abused it. I used to put my phone next to me on Zen mode for like 30 minutes at a time and just study, because there was nothing else I could do. In my room at that time, my mum had banned me from a PlayStation because it was A-levels time, and I had my phone, right? I just Zen moded it. Somehow, like, there was no external friction to just putting it into Zen mode, because the phone did the hard work for me and it unlocked itself. No social media, no nothing. And I can't lie, bro, the focus I had, it was like a switch that turned on. It was crazy. I was able to just lock into my A-levels and actually learn the stuff, right? Because I didn't have the external sort of distraction that was implicit within me that I could just go on my phone at any time. Not only that, I used to progressively overload this. I went from 30 minutes and then I go to, okay, 45 now, then an hour and a half, 2 hours. I was doing 2-hour sessions of just deep work at one point in my A-levels, bro. And when I got those grades at the end, of course I was so proud. If you're interested, bro, I got 2 A stars and 2 A's. And it was only really possible because of that Zen mode setting on my phone. Yo, bro, my name's Jas and I teach young men the art of self-discipline because it changed my life and I know it will change yours too. I'll help you get here quicker and better than I did. You seem interested, so drop a subscribe, man, because it helps me help you. Year on year, the distractions such as social media and gaming, bro, these are getting absolutely out of hand. They are optimizing these algorithms and these games to overtake your mind. You don't understand how powerful they are, man. You can't simply have Instagram on your phone and still be able to be as locked in as you could be if you hadn't had it. And it's a pretty sad reality that we're in now. People are straying away from their goals. They're forgetting their purpose in life. They're forgetting the kind of guys they want to be for their families, their future wives, husbands, whatever, like, you know, for girls as well. And through this degeneracy, gaming, scrolling and addictions, you absolutely forget that you've got energy left for yourself and your body isn't able to produce the focus and the productivity needed for you to, you know, for example, hit that hard gym session or to hit that hard work session. And then you end up getting like no benefits out of doing the good habits anyway, because you take 1 step forward and 3 steps back. So I'm gonna give you something in this video that's gonna help you feel Zen mode 24/7 if you implement this properly. Bro, that exact technique is my Tiger J social media protocol. And what this entails is deleting social media 3 hours before your bedtime and re-downloading it 3 hours after you wake up. So for the evening block of 3 hours before you sleep and the morning block of 3 hours after you wake up, you don't have any social media on your phone. So think about your bedtime right now. Let's just say it's 10 p.m. and your wake up time is, I don't know, 6 a.m. If you go to bed at 10, you delete social media at 7 p.m. And if you wake up at 6, you can only re-download it after 9 a.m. So those morning and evening blocks are completely serene and you're in solitude. Now, bro, I'm gonna give you exactly what you need to know to fill up those morning blocks with something that's gonna get you closer to your goals. And this is so powerful if you actually implement it, bro. But I know, yeah, that most people watching this video, I understand, will naturally just not take the action, right? That's pretty much 99% of people watching right now. You're going to be watching this and you're going to be thinking of all these ideas like, yeah, deleting social media and then locking in, that's a really good idea. I can get better grades. I could even build a better physique. I could even like run that 5k that I've always told my friends about. But you won't do it. Because think about this, bro. When your mom tells you to go and like, I don't know, like get something from the other room, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. You scroll on your phone a little bit and then you go and do it, right? You walk through the doorway, you walk up the stairs, and then you're in the room and you're like, wait, what was I meant to get again? It's called the doorway effect, right? Where you forget something past the doorway, but your phone's got a similar kind of thing where if you scroll off an app, then you go back on that app, you're like, wait, what was I meant to do here again? Like, let's say you wanted to search something into Google Chrome, you're thinking about it while you're on Instagram, you swipe off Instagram, you're like, oh, that reel had a really interesting fact that I want to search up about, and now I can't remember to do it. It's the same with this video. You're going to get all these sick ideas about what you could be doing tomorrow, about actually deleting social media, actually going and doing it, but you're not going to end up doing it, bro. Think about it. If you just like with aggression and velocity, pure masculine velocity, bro. You scroll off this app right now and you delete that one social media that overtakes your mind. For me, it was Instagram Reels. For you, it could be TikTok. Delete it now. Just get rid of it for the next day. You could do that, right? You're not that much of a little pussy that you need the notifications to like satiate you every single second. You can delete it for the next 24 hours, can't you? You can tell yourself that, yes, I want to be this disciplined guy. I'm watching this video. I can do it. Then why don't you go and have your first disciplined act right now? Delete the social media off your phone, bro. I challenge you to get that shit off your phone for the next 24 hours, but you won't do it because only the young killers would be doing that, bro. I'll be honest, like, I'm talking to you right now, but 99% of the guys that are watching this think that they're the guy that can do it and delete it, but they still won't. So your action right now really determines whether or not you're part of the 1% or part of the 99%. And if you want to be part of that like 99% of the masses, the guys that just like kind of have a shit physique, shit relationship, a shit career, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. But you're watching this video on personal development and discipline. Why would you be doing that if you wanted what the 99% of people want? So go get the fuck off YouTube right now and delete social media, and then you can come back and I will tell you what to fill up your time with while social media is off your phone. The exact thing that I personally replaced social media with when I completely wiped it off my phone like a year ago, literally this time last year, zero social media, unless I'm posting on it. There's a bit of a dichotomy there where I have to go on the app, post, and then I have to delete it, right? But it's basically as if it's always deleted because I just don't scroll on it and I don't go on it. And what I replaced it with was so much more fun than the real social media. I'll tell you about it right now. Is to do one super hard habit in the morning plus doing one high leverage 20% action. And what that really means is the top 20% of things. So that's 1 to 3 actions that will get you 80% of the outcome. There's a certain goal that you have in mind, bro. And I'm going to use an example that's super easy to understand, like some guy that wants to run his first 5k. His top highest leverage task would not be to go and watch countless YouTube videos on 5k running. It would be to get outside, put the shoes on and run like 1k, for example, for a training session. So in the morning when you wake up tomorrow and you have this sort of goal in your head, you need to now think, okay, what's my highest leverage action task? And you go and do that. If you're a student and you want to get better grades, you do the past papers, you write the assignment, you go and study the lectures. If you want a 6-pack, you get your ass up off your couch and you go to the gym and you go and do a training session that is conducive to that 6-pack. If you want to have a high level career, you sit down and you search out what company you want and you think about how am I going to develop the skills to go and do that, and then you go and do it. Before my high leverage action task though, I always do at least one super hard habit, and I'm going to give you sort of a menu to choose from, split into morning and evening, and this is just my preference. You can experiment and find out what you like most. I'm just going to give you what's worked for me and what continues to work for me. So in the morning, it's cold showers, breath work, meditation and visualization. Also movement, so that could be a physical training session, for example, stretching, something like that. These are some of the hardest habits that you can do, and they're also very sustainable. You can do this stuff every day. And when you do it before your high leverage 20% action task, it just makes that so much more smoother. Because your brain has now lubricated the discipline area of itself, you are able to go into that task with so much more energy and vitality, so you get more results out of it. If you're studying for a maths test, you're going to feel like you're learning faster. If you're going to the gym and you're training, you're going to feel like you don't burn out at the same number of reps. You can maybe even like double your fucking reps, bro. I've been doing this method for the past year and I really do feel like the compounding effect is hit, and I've been PRing every single session, bro. I send videos to my editor every week and bro, he can attest that I literally pull more weight every single week, and it's all because I do something harder than the gym before I go to the gym. Do you understand what I mean? These are the hard habits. The evening menu is the same as the one before, but I'm just going to give you 2 extra things that are more conducive to sort of rest and relaxation, because that's what the evening's for, right? And those are reading and journaling. And not journaling some pussy way where you just write your feelings out for no reason. I'm not telling you that if someone's passed away in your family, God forbid, that you go ahead and not address your feelings for that. But I am telling you that addressing your feelings every day like some little bitch is not going to get you any closer to your goals. You're a fucking man. You sit there and you use your mind to solve problems. If you're sat there and you're like, why don't I have a 6-pack right now? You could write down your method to solving the problem. Why is it that the teachers in maths class said to write down your fucking steps, write down what you're solving? It's because that is how you're going to understand not only where you went wrong, but what to do next. So as you're writing the working out in your maths, right, you do step number 1, and then for your step number 2, you'd actually have to consult what you did in the first step. And if you made a mistake in that first step, you could actually capture it and be like, wait, that's the limiter, and then you fix it and then you move on. This is the same thing with journaling for like fucking problem solving. solvers, bro. You write down the problem and you think of ways to solve it, and you start writing down your work, and you actually begin to unravel it in a way where it's like, okay, this is exactly what I need to do to achieve my goals. And if you're thinking like, okay, but once I do one of these habits every morning and every night, I'm gonna get used to it. That's where you start to level it the fuck up. You do these habits for either longer, or you try and reduce the amount of effort it takes to do them, or you just stack them and do them in a certain order, like cold shower, visualization, breathwork, and meditation all at once. That's the exact order that I do this stuff in now, bro, in the mornings. It is so powerful because you give yourself that serenity, that solitude, and it makes it so that your mission for the day is actually easier. Whilst you gain more juices out of the fruit, you squeeze more of the juice out of the fruit, if that makes sense, but it feels easier because you're just lubricating the discipline in your part of your brain straight away as soon as you wake up. Bro, it's not supposed to be easy. This shit is fucking hard. Like, you're gonna wake up and you're not gonna want to do it. You're gonna actually get to the point where you're in the gym and you're fucking grinding and you feel like you can't get another rep, but you have to do it anyway. You're gonna be on the study table and you're gonna think, I can't learn this is too hard, I just can't do it, like, I'll give up. But then you don't give up and you go for it anyway. True failure is when you give up. A small mistake is nothing in comparison to that. One that you learn from and one that you never make again. I started learning about the art of self-discipline 5 years ago, and I very slowly implemented it into my life, bro. When I didn't really know how to like install discipline, I wish I could have just been that guy that had that mindset put sort of installed inside of me so that I could go ahead and start doing the right actions straight away. I used to look in the mirror, man, and I used to think, this is not the physique I want. I used to get anxious thoughts about every single part of my life, including my friends, my family, my looks, and that led to me having dermatophagia, man, where I used to rip at certain parts of my body, especially my hands. And obviously now I'm all good, but there's still scars on them, man, from back then, and they won't go away for a very long time. I was scared to handshake people back then, bro, because I was upset that they would like see all the rips and the scars and blood. My mum used to tell me that no woman would want to marry me with hands like that. People noticed, man. It was like a physical manifestation of my gaming addiction, my scrolling addiction. My dedication was not to myself. I used to tell myself, yeah, I'm gonna lock in tomorrow, I'm gonna quit the games tomorrow, I'm just gonna go all in on myself. Tomorrow never came, man. This past year alone, I fucking turned it up to 11, bro. I got disciplined. I got that dream physique. I even got accepted into my dream career. I put on a performance which was 1 in 2,000. They called me afterwards and they were like, Jas, you've been accepted, but that was also the best performance we've ever seen. You outperformed all other people that applied for the job, scored the highest in the test, the highest in the interviews. They literally said there was no room for improvement, and it was all because of the disciplined lifestyle I was living before that, bro. I'd set myself up in such a way where my mind was used to harder things. I'd set such a specific goal. I wanted that exact job at that exact company. I basically graduated this July, right? And straight out of uni, that meant that I could go for the consultant engineering career, the highest level career as an engineer. And I actually fucking got it, bro. I'm nothing special. All I did was get disciplined, and I wish to get you here quicker than me and better than me. I was fucking skinny fat, bro, and I built this physique over this first year of bodybuilding training. There's nothing special about my genetics, my diet, nothing. It's just pure discipline, hard work, and dedication. I installed the system into my mind, and now I'm here trying to do the same for you. If you took anything away from this video, bro, and you want to take your journey further with discipline, I've got one-to-one coaching link down below. If you want to do things handheld and you want to jump through the hoops together, I'll make you the game plan, or call, or text. If you want to be more of that self-led guy and you just want the information, you want me to break it down into phases for you, and you want that sort of discipline installation to happen, check that link below, bro, because it's the pathway of the tiger. It's the second link below. It's everything I know about self-discipline fully packaged up into my own methods and routines that got me to where I am now and really changed the way I think about life. It gave me a foundation I'm going to carry into my later years as a father or a husband. It's some super powerful stuff, man. And remember, if you want to work one-to-one, there's that option too. It's the coaching call link. It's a free call, by the way, so we can just basically figure out if we vibe, if your situation is something that I can actually help you out with, because I ain't a fucking scammer, bro. I only want to help guys that I know I can actually help install this discipline mindset into, get you onto your pathway, get you onto these goals, and actually help you get to making progress, right? So look, if you book that call, it's going to be a win-win for both of us, because I'll see if I can help you, and that's my fucking mission, bro. So check those links below, and with that, man, sweat or regret, bro. I'm out.